It's Saturday afternoon. I just thought I'd do a little introduction to a video that I'm about to show you. It came about very randomly. I was on my ride, going north, and a bloke idled up next to me. I looked down, saw his bike, and immediately commented on its name. Lyrebird. Never seen one before. And then I took a closer look, I realised it was made of timber. The frame is a wooden one. I'd soon come to know that the rider's name is Rich. Before I'd even asked his name, came back to him and just said, look, would it be okay if I did a little interview with you about your bike? And he said, sure, Rob, no problem. So I thought, oh, that's great, we're in front, he knows who I am, he knows what it's about. It's not strange, and he didn't mind interrupting his ride. So we pedalled along for another 20 kilometres or so and got to know each other a very little bit. When the time was right and we saw a location that seemed suitable, we pulled over, unclipped, took the helmets off and had a little chat about what is an interesting bike, but I'll let him tell the story. I'm at Church Point and I was just coming up over this crest and I was filming a little bit of Red Road just because I thought it was pretty and it matched my bike and my kit. And then Rich turned up next to me and I said, geez, I've seen plenty of Lyrebirds when I'm out on the bike, but never one of these. And so it turns out there's 7 kinds of timber on that frame. So I said we have to stop and do a story, and that's what we're doing here right at this minute. So, Rich, there's the intro is over. Do you want to tell the rest of the story? Tell me about it. How did that come around?
This was built by a guy called Mark Kelly, who's based down in Beechworth. He had a theory about resonant frequencies of wood. I think his father was a luthier or something along those lines. So using the same theories, he decided to build a bike out of wood. And yeah, 7 different types of hardwood. There's layers of carbon fibre and boron fibre, and then there's the carbon fibre joins and serrata dropouts at the back there. This was originally built with Di2 cabling built into the frame, so literally copper lines in the frame to carry the Di2 signal, but I've since had it converted to mechanical. So, yeah.
Wow. So they talk about engineering carbon so you get that ride compliance. Did he run it on a lathe? Are they round tubes? What's the story?
They're round tubes, so it's, they're made on a mandrel. So he winds leaves of wood around a mandrel. And then so he chooses the wood depending on what he wants the ride qualities to be, and lays up the carbon and the boron and flax fibre as well he uses in some of his frames. To give the ride qualities, so it creates tubes from the wood, and then the top layer is just decorative.
So is that's hollow? Is it?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. So they're hollow tubes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and he's finished the does some quite intricate finishing details. So around the bottom bracket there is intended to look like the back of a speedboat. So yeah.
Wow, that's a great story. What's it weighing in at the moment as you've got it?
So built like this with mostly Dura-Race 9100, it's about 7.2 kilos. I've had it lighter before, but that was a very expensive build with CCUs on it. So, but yeah, it builds into a reasonably light bike. His latest frame, I think, is coming down to closer towards a kilo. So this one weighs about 1350, I think.
The frame is 1350 grams. Yeah. Wow.
I've built over 50 bikes for myself over the years, and this one I keep coming back to it. I've had this for about 6 years now, and sometimes it hangs up in the garage, but every time I rebuild it, it's a real favourite.
So you know ordinary bikes, or let's say non-wooden bikes. Can you just try and give me a comparison of what timber feels like versus, I mean, we know the characteristics of carbon, obviously, and we know the characteristics of titanium and steel and so on. Yeah. What's this one?
I feel like I'm bullshitting when I talk about this, because it does feel like the best of all of the above, right? So it has a if you were blindfolded, you wouldn't know it was wood. You'd think you were riding a carbon race bike, but it also has the kind of comfort that you'd associate with titanium. And the kind of ride feedback that you'd associate with steel. It's it really is it's every bit as direct. My previous bike was a Tarmac SL6.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's yeah, this you know, it certainly doesn't give anything up to that other than the weight. So
Thanks very much for telling me about it. That's a great serendipitous meeting, isn't it?
absolutely, indeed.
Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. Now we're near Cycling Paradise. We're actually in Cycling Paradise. That sign spells it out. That's where we are. Bloody paradise. It is paradise. It's bloody beautiful. Look at that bike. And look at that pedaling style. Oh yeah.